Hi guys, it's Lanikia. I am coming to you with season one. Excuse me, it is definitely not season one, but I'm coming to you with season 13, episode 2 of the Real Housewives of Orange County. It's called One Apology, Another Betrayal. I do like this. I didn't do the first review the first episode because I never liked the first episode because it's all just about, I guess, getting to know them. It's like a mini recap of getting to know them, and I never like those episodes because after 13 seasons, some of the women have well, all the women have changed except like Vicki, but we pretty much know who they are because they only added two new housewives, Gina and Emily. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into this episode. It was, for me, one of those episodes where I liked it because I love the Real Housewives of Orange County. It's one of the only Real Housewives shows that I can actually I look forward to watching every single week. That's why I'm doing a review over this, because some of the other ones I have to binge watch. Like, I'll maybe watch the first three. I'll wait until like there are 3 episodes in, then I'll watch those 3, and then I'll wait maybe like 4 more episodes. But this one, I need to watch it every single week. I don't know why. Maybe I like Vicki, and I just like their whole dynamic. Anyway, so we start off on this episode with Tamara and Eddie, and they're talking about his health because, Eddie's been having this health scare with his heart. So they're just talking about his health and how he's not able to exercise and everything. Like, he's not able to be as fit as he would like to be. And he's just 45 years old, so he's not it's not like we're talking about like this 70-year-old man or 80-year-old man. We're talking about, someone that is really in the prime of his, like, he's in the prime of his life. He's 45. He's in great shape. He looks amazing and everything, but he's having all these health issues because of his heart. So he's having to scale back, and as far as working out and everything. And she's trying to make sure he's taking his medicine because sometimes he forgets. She just wants him to be healthy. It's anytime that's scary. So they're talking, and in the middle of them talking, they get a delivery, and Vicki sends them food. And does anyone think that was a producer who said, like, I don't know, it seemed like that was a producer or someone who said that, because, like, I don't know, I've never had a delivery person be like, this person sent you food. So I don't know, y'all tell me. So anyways, Eddie refuses to eat the food. He says he won't eat it. Tamara is like, Vicki is apologizing. She's, doing all this, nice stuff, and she wants her to wash her car. And I'm just, at this point, I'm like, okay, either you forgive her or you don't. Like, Tamara, like, do you forgive her or not? So then we go to the next scene, which is Shannon going on vacation with her girls. So David has booked her. He's paid for them to go on vacation. Normally it's a family trip, but he's not going because he's going somewhere else with another woman he's been seeing or dating. He's dating. So Shannon's like, she and the girls get to go and everything. And it's just, I don't know. Like, David is like, I never liked David because he came across as a jerk. But that was nice. I mean, I would take a vacation from my ex, if he paid for it, I would take it and go. So I was like, okay. But it's sad for her because the last year, she went on a family vacation with, she was married, had her kids and everything, I guess was better. And then this year, she took the ring off. She's single, going through the divorce. It's just her and the girls. So anyway, so that was that scene. So then we go to Tamara and Eddie Tamara and Emily are going to get their nails done. Does Emily be on like TV shows? Because I know she's an attorney, because she looks so familiar. And I think I might be confusing her with someone else. But she looks so familiar. But Emily and Tamara are going to get their nails done, and as they're going to get their nails done, Kelly meets them there. So they're having like a girls' day. And so Kelly and Emily are introduced. They're getting to know each other. And we find out that Emily actually had her children by a surrogate, which was her sister. So all 3 of her children were by her sister, and she unfortunately could not have, she couldn't hold her children full term, unfortunately. And because she had, like, I think she said 6 miscarriages, and she was pregnant with twins once, and they went to 4 months, and she went into labor. So it's just a sad moment, but it was a happy moment as well, because her sister was just like, listen, I'm not gonna let you keep doing this to yourself. I'm gonna have the children for you. So that was the happy moment of it, and just how it shows how close they are as family for her sister to do that for her. So they got to know each other that way, and then we find out Kelly is like she's on the go, she's moving around, and they're splitting the custody of their child. She and Michael. I guess she has the baby one week, and then he has the baby the next week. So they're splitting custody. Um, I think it's their daughter. I think they have a daughter together. So, and that was that scene, just them getting to know each other. But Emily does say that she wants another child. She wants a girl. And then her husband says no. And she was like, and what can you say when someone says no? It's like, and that is the truth. If, like, you want a child and someone says no, what can you say when they're saying no? You, the only thing you really can do is just say, well, are you okay with not having that other child that you want? Or, is that a deal breaker? So that's where I think she is right now in her, as far, not in her marriage. I think they, just as far as her thinking about kids. So then we go to Shannon. She invites Tamara down to, she calls Tamara and lets Tamara know that she's having a good time in Mexico and everything, but she was thinking, can she come, does Tamara want to come out and visit or whatever, because I don't know, she's down there, she I guess her daughters are probably, they're closer in age, so they want to do stuff, and she wants company. Now Tamara says yes, but she's like, listen, Tamara's made this comment. She made it in the first episode, and she's making it in this episode. And I think this is going to be something they're going to blow up about later in the season. Because Tamara made this comment where she's like, I want to support Shannon, but I'm dealing with things with Eddie. And the last episode, she made the comment where she said, she was sitting with her son, and she said, he said Vicki called. Vicki called to check up on Eddie and Tamara. And she said, I haven't heard from Shannon. I think that this is going to be something, and we know that this happens to the Real Housewives. We see this every time one of them gets a divorce, one of the person getting the divorce, they're kind of wrapped up in that, because it's like a death, and it is like a death when you're going through a divorce. And so they get wrapped up in that, and we always hear from the other wives that, well, you were going through your divorce, you weren't that great of a friend, because I was supporting you and everything, but when I needed support, you couldn't see through what you were going through to support me. And I think this is gonna, I don't know, I might be reading too much into it. Y'all tell me what you think. Then we see so the Shannon also says she wants to invite Vicki, which I guess they're all getting along now. I don't know. So yeah, it sounds good. So then we see where Vicki is working, and she comes home, and she tell the guy she's dating, Steve, I guess he's moved in, and Vicki wants a maid. She wants a man, but she wants him to be her maid. And see, I'm like, Vicki, you gonna lose your man sitting there telling him how to cook, these are chores, and who. I'm like, Vicki, did you really want, you want a man / maid? But anyways, so he's just, they're just talking, and he's telling her, yeah, you should apologize to Eddie. But he's like, I don't want to be anywhere near it when you do all that apology. Because really, he's not in that. He wasn't there through all this stuff Vicki did. So he's not really in it. So I don't blame him for not wanting to get involved. So then we meet, so then Tamara and Eddie have this workout session. So she's going to help as far as working out, being the physical part, while he's instructing with the verbally and everything. So she invites all the girls. She Kelly's there, Gina's there, what's her name, Emily's there. They all come out and everything, and it's a few other women, and they're all working out, and Kelly is getting it, she's really trying to get in shape. And Emily is just she's just listen, I work, I have 3 kids, I'm tired. She didn't want to be there, but it was a cute little scene just to show all them working out and everything. Excuse me, and Eddie in his element. So then we they all sit together, they sit down, and they're talking and everything. So okay, So they're having their first interaction with Gina, and we realize that Gina doesn't know anything about her husband. Did anybody else think that was weird? Like the way she blew that off, it's like, no ma'am. Like she doesn't know his she knows, I think he's a financial advisor. She doesn't know the company he works for. He lives in LA. She lives with the kids in Orange County. So I guess he comes in on the weekends when he's able to. And she doesn't even know where he stays in LA. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it was just, what are you talking about? This is just weird. Like, who doesn't know that kind of stuff? And so I think they're getting a divorce. I think they're getting a divorce. It's all been in the blogs and y'all know that stuff. But I can see why. Like, you don't know him. You're sitting here a single mom. Like, you're a single mom, really. And he is living the bachelor life. Like, he doesn't have any of the responsibilities of coming home, having to help you with the children. He doesn't have any of the responsibilities of, you know, having to go to the grocery. Like, he goes probably to the grocery store and picks up his own little thing, or he goes out to eat. Like, it's different when you don't have, like, children. Like, I don't have children, but whenever I have to babysit my niece and nephew, like, your mind frame is different, because, you know, I would come home from work and I'd be like, okay, what am I going to cook for them to eat? What am I going to do that? Versus when they were, you know, when I didn't have them, they were gone with their mother or whatever. You know, I'm coming home, you know, doing my own little thing. It's different. I don't care what anyone says. And I don't have children, and I can see it's different. So I don't know how they were expecting this marriage to work anyways, when y'all are living separate lives. You are the single mom, and he is the bachelor over here. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Y'all tell me what you think. So then we see Vicki is on the phone with Kelly, and she's telling her she would like to apologize to Eddie. And Kelly is like, yeah, you should, you know, just ask for forgiveness or whatever. And then Vicki's like, okay, yeah, even though he didn't treat me that well. And Kelly is like, listen, you can't do an apology where you apologize, but then in the back of your mind, or you're saying, well, but you weren't that nice to me. You can't do an apology like that. And Vicki knows that. Like, stop playing. But anyways, so she tells Kelly, no, she's not going to apologize like that. So then we go to Gina's house, and she's at home, and she's with her children and everything. And honestly, I love Gina's house because it looks like people live in it. Like, some of the Housewives' homes, they look almost like a museum. Like, it looks like no one lives in it. And you could tell in Gina's house that that's her, like, that's wear and tear. And it's not that it looked bad or anything, but you could see that it was livable. Like, I would be comfortable going in there and just living and be like, this is okay, this is cool, this is a house, compared to some of the other housewives where it feels like it's so perfect and pristine and everything that I would be like, oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna break something. But so Gina is at home, and she's with her kids, and she's cooking dinner, and she's just going through life. And like, her life seems like, just her cooking dinner and everything seems like such hard work, that I was like, oh my goodness, because her kids seem like they're a handful, but, you know, in a good way. It's like it's a lot of family and everything. It was a good way. But her husband does call and everything, and while she's cooking, I don't know. That whole setup is just weird to me. But anyways, let's move on. So Vicki, so Tamara and Eddie are out to lunch, and Vicki calls, and she tells Tamara that they're at the Oak or whatever. And so then Vicki is like, well, I would, like to speak to you if if you can wait about 20 minutes, I'd like to speak to you. So Tamara looks at Eddie, and I don't know, Tamara lying. I think she's lying, because you could tell on Eddie's face that he was like, I don't want to speak. But Tamara's telling her, okay. And then when they get off the phone, Tamara's like, oh, I thought you meant like, I don't care, or yeah, I want to speak to her. No, Tamara, that's not what he meant. And you know that's not what he meant. Because Eddie is pretty much done with Vicki. He's done with the whole thing. He wants nothing to do with her. But Tamara, I feel like she wants to have a relationship with Vicki, but of course that's her husband, so she wants to respect him. But I also think Tamara likes drama. Like, she's enjoying all of this drama going on as well. So anyways, Vicki ends up arriving there. Vicki ends up arrive. Did I say Emily earlier? I meant Gina. But anyways, Vicki ends up arriving there and everything, and she comes and she sits down. And before she got there, Eddie ordered a dirty martini, and Vicki was like, "Excuse me." Tamara was like, "Oh, Vicki loves a dirty martini." He's like, "Yeah, because she's dirty." Like, he's making little sly remarks. He's like nasty nice or whatever. So he's making these little sly remarks. So when Vicki gets there, he says, Tamara's like, "Eddie ordered you a drink," and he said, "Yeah, it's a dirty martini." And Vicki paused because you know what he was trying to. It's like he's nasty nice or whatever. And I was like, "Well, that is bitchy behavior. I'm sorry, that's a little bitchy behavior." So, but anyways, he goes and no, I'm not calling him. No, don't get that twisted. I'm not calling him gay at all. I'm just saying like that was a bitchy behavior. Like I mean, you can't get around that. But so she sits down and everything, and she starts to apologize. And honestly, Vicki gave a very sincere apology to Eddie. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me So Vicki then tells him that she she's sorry, and she gave a sincere apology. She really was telling him, "I'm sorry for what happened. I didn't mean it to happen." She didn't realize it was gonna be so much. Like she was just mad, is what she's saying. That she didn't really want it to affect them the way it did. But when you're mad at someone, and honestly, they both were taking low blows. I don't care what anyone says. They were both taking low blows. Vicki didn't have to go there, but they were both taking low blows at the time. And unfortunately, for Vicki, it was just at a time, Brooks was lying about cancer. And it did seem like she kind of was. I don't think she knew the whole time, but at some point, I think she kind of knew. And I think she didn't know how to get out of it, because that's what I feel like. She didn't know how to get out of that instead of just telling the truth, because she's tried to get sympathy. She just kind of turned a blind eye and didn't want to know the truth. And so anyways, so she gives Eddie Nem this apology, and he just keeps saying like, he wants to know how it started. And then they start with Brooks, and then she brings out, Bible scriptures about, how if you can't say something nice, don't put your mouth on people. But anyways, it was a sincere apology. Like, you could truly tell that she was sorry for what she had done to Eddie. And he looked at her, and he eventually forgave her, and he said it was going to be a slow process and everything. But so at the end of the day, they decided to go with forgiveness, and it was all cool. So then it is what it is. They're gonna work on their friendship, and hopefully Vicki and Tamara don't have another one of these blowouts, because oh my gosh, I can't stand it. Like, I can't. Like, you do this every single season. Like, you might be good one half of the season, then the next half, or we get to the reunion and you're not good, and it's like, God, y'all are not really friends. Like, you cannot be friends and you do this all the time. But anyways, let's move forward. So Vicki gets up from dinner and everything, and they're happy. Tamara and Eddie, they're like glad they made up. They know it's gonna be a slow process, but they're wanting to move forward. And Vicki calls Kelly and lets Kelly know that she's happy about the process as well, that they forgave her. And Kelly's like, "Come over," she's got her new place and everything, her bachelorette pad. And so she invites Vicki over, and Vicki's like, "Okay, cool." So then we see Emily and her husband go to dinner, and it's their anniversary. They've been married 9 years, and he's Mormon, so he's not drinking or anything, but she has a glass of champagne. And so during dinner, she talks about wanting another girl because she and her sister was close, and he's like shutting this down completely. He does not want another child. And so I don't know how this is going to play out for them, because it seems like she really wants another child and he really does not. And it looks like his say is final, like no. And she said, "So how is this supposed to work?" And he was like, "Then you need to find someone you could have a child with." He said it flippantly, but that's something serious. I was like, she's not offended by that, because that's something very serious to say. And to be honest, that is the truth. If you want another child, you are going to have to find someone. I don't know. Their relationship seems cool, But you never know about these housewives, because sometimes they get on there and they on the surface it seems good, but there's underlying other things going on. And so when he went in to kiss her, like, he didn't kiss her because he said he didn't want to mess up her lipstick, and she just looked at him, and that could have been editing or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see about this relationship as it goes on, and everything. So then Vicki goes to Emily's house, because this is the best part of the episode, to be quite honest with you. And y'all tell me what y'all think about this, because I believe in girl code. So Vicki goes to Kelly's house, excuse me, and Kelly says, "Listen, Vicki, there's this rumor going on that Michael is dating or whatever, and you set him up." And Vicky's like, "No. I had a barbecue, and he was there. He met my friend, and that was it. I had nothing to do with that." Okay, well then that makes sense. That's cool or whatever. But then Vicky says they've been on double dates, and I was like, whoa, Vicki. And Kelly was like, wait, y'all went out together on double dates? And Vicki was like, yes. And Kelly asked her again, because it's like, Vicki, do you understand what you're telling her? She was like, so wait, y'all went out on double dates with Michael and the new woman? And she was like, yes. And in Vicki's mind, she sees nothing wrong with that. And that's the thing about Vicki. It's like, I try to be on her side, because she catches it every season. She catches hell, and I try to be on her side. But like, how do you not see that that's wrong? And maybe it's me, and maybe it's me and Kelly not looking at it the right way. So y'all tell me what you think. Like, if you're married to a man, and you do say, yes, I want him to date, I want him to go. Excuse me, let me fix that. Yes, I want him to date, I want him to go out and all of that, but and he does. Do you feel some type of way if he does it with one of your good friends? Because I would say, because I feel like, and Vicky's like, well, you said you wanted him to date, so she's just still in love with him. No, I don't think Kelly is in love with Michael still. What I think is, she wants him to date, but you're her friend, and how can you be her friend knowing he's going out with other women, and you've been on those double dates with him, and we're friends? And she's like, well, he and Steve are really cool, and they're friends, and if they want to set up their date for us, and I'm gonna go or whatever. I don't know. I didn't understand Vicky's logic on this. I'm like, what? That's not logical to me. But I don't know if it's just me. Like, y'all are you are friends with Kelly, and she was like, I wasn't gonna tell you, I would never tell you that I was gonna. Why not? Why would you not tell her? Like, and that's the thing about Vicki that frustrates me. It's like, stuff that, like, you could get yourself out of a lot of trouble if you open your mouth and speak on the right things. Don't spread rumors about someone's husband is gay. Don't spread rumors about someone's husband beats them. You do, but you do spread those. But then when it comes to, like, saying, hey, Michael is dating one of my friends, and he wants, he and Steve are close, so they wanted to go out and do the, just even let Kelly know. Like, just let her know that much, and you didn't let her know. And then as she's leaving in her confessional, she's like, if my single friends wants to date your ex-husband, then no, B, that's not right. That's how I feel. But y'all tell me what you think. I'm looking forward to this season. I want to see what the other girls have to say about, Vicki and Kelly and all them, how it goes from there. So I'm looking forward to this season, and I will see you guys next week with another episode of the review. Goodbye.